Hello, my Facebook family. How y'all doing today? If you're watching me live, put hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. But whatever you do, engage with me. So, happy Tuesday. So, what today we going to talk about? Are you a victim or a victor? Okay, so I might get a lot of heat for this, but I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. A victim is somebody that expects someone, somebody, something to change to make them feel better. Them feel better. And I'm going to explain this later on, what I mean by that. And the reason why I say that is because I just had this call with this woman that I decided I will not work with because she wanted to stay in victim mentality. See, I don't work with somebody that want to stick to being a victim. I like to work with people that want to transport to victor. And I could tell when you are a victim or a victor by the communication that we have. So this is what happened. When we were talking, hello, whoever's on here, thank you for watching. We were talking with this woman and she got this email from her boss stating that they need to focus on things more than what she felt was important because she felt that she would have had more work to do on her end. So when we got to talking, she said that the systems are changing at work and the way they changing it, she would be to end up being the one to have to pick up the slack. But you see, you know how I know she was a victim? Because victims, they so good at stating the problem. They go even give you definitions that they Googled or read about to make themselves sound like they very good at what they say, but they could be very good at defining the problem. But finding a solution is hard for them. They go to define the solution, the problem down to the mental health diagnosis. But when you turn the table to them, it becomes a argument. For instance, she asked if she was being gaslight or she think this was an emotional reaction to the email. I say it was an emotional reaction. At the end of the day, everything is an emotional reaction. We have the power to change anything we like. That's when you become a victor. But let me get back to it. So her concerns was the response she received after she emailed him complaints about how this new system could be on her. Okay, first thing first, nobody like to hear complaints. Nobody. I don't like to hear complaints. Corrective criticism, I could deal with. But complaints, I don't like. Nobody like complaints. Bosses, managers, no matter how far you're up in the ladder, we probably know how to deal with it better, but we don't like complaints. So instead of complaining about the issue, you praise them about the opportunities you have, the workmanship, the company aspiration. And since you was talking about the changes in the company, the new things that were about to be a burden on her, she should have praised them for taking into consideration the new technology and how it would help the company. See, we always focus on us, victims. See, and then the society tell us, let's pat the victim on the back. Look what they done. Look what happened to them. Look what happened recently with that girl Gabby and her boyfriend Brian. I read a post this morning about how they were saying how we missed the signs of her being a victim. Not listing ways to make her a victor. So people that's in that situation that read it, they gonna know they are a victim. You know why we have so much victims out here? It's because nobody speak or read about how to become a victor. Because it's hard to be a victor. It's easy to point out the victim and let's name and pick and part all the parts that make you a victim. No, I'm not saying what the boss did was right. And no, I'm not saying the girl should be gone. What I'm saying is, it's always another side to the story. To be a victim, you have to have somebody to victimize you. And what if, just what if, it's not the person, but it's our belief system? What if Gabby had a low self-esteem even though she smiled on those cameras? What if she felt that's what love meant? What if? What if? If she could have thought better of herself, wouldn't she leave that relationship? It's just, give me your opinions. Tell me what you think about this. Because I feel like it's more to the story. It's not pointing out that she's a victim and that she should have got out or he should have treated her better. It's about her recognizing that she was a victim. Awareness. Let's go back to the email. Awareness that she felt some type of way about the response. Awareness. So once you find the awareness, it's not about them changing. It's about you changing. Most of the time we go about the thing the same way. Now, let's say Gabby recognized she was a victim. Yes, I'm a victim. I'm a victim of my circumstances. But now she recognized she's a victim. What's she do? Does she continue to stay in the relationship and try to do all the advice people give her? Leave them. Change your number. Do this. All the stuff that people would have gave her. Or she could have done something different. We never hear about the people that done something different, right? So let's think about if she done something different. What about if she chose to look inside herself and see why she chose to be a victim and stay with this dude? And she actually had another belief system that she was deserved better, and she didn't want to look like she was happy, but actually be happy. But society makes you say you're a victim, you leave and go look for something that gonna make you look happy. Hello, whoever's on here, thank you for watching. And that's the same thing with my client. She not my client, because she felt that she was a victim of the email. Okay, so awareness is the first thing. Once you become aware of what's going on with you, the second step is to figure out what you could do about it. Ask yourself those questions. Not if you're emotionally attached, but why? Why are you emotionally attached? So from what I understood, maybe in her past, something in the email made her feel less than. Nothing on the manager part. Her. Same with Gabby. What made her stay in that relationship? What made her feel less than, that she couldn't go and leave and go back to her family? Or what made her not go seek out a shelter for abuse victim? What made her not talk about it to her friends? Because like everybody gave advice, but nobody listened. So then so now she was aware. Now she learned to look within herself, and now she knows she's emotionally involved. Let's have no attachments to the new thing, the results. What I mean by no attachments is don't expect anybody to change because you change. Don't expect somebody to give you the results you feel like you want. So Gabby could have changed the way she was presenting herself, but she shouldn't expect her boyfriend not to do anything differently to her because she was changing. So if she decided to speak different to try to make him calm down, he wouldn't change because he wasn't changing because she changed. So her response should have been, she didn't have support to go to. She didn't have nobody to tell her which way to navigate, and nobody was hearing her out. So let's go back to this client. She was on this email And on this email, she found out, she was aware that she was emotional about it. But she wanted the people to respond the way she wanted to respond. So she had to have no attachments. Next thing, this is something that y'all need to take home, write it down, whatever you need to do. She needed to praise them, find a solution to her problem. So instead of complaining, she should have gave them a solution and asked them what's their thoughts on this. The reason why you give them a solution, because people don't have time. They're already changing up the business. Why would they want to sit there and listen and pick apart your complaints? Give them a solution. You give them a solution, they're going to be more eager to either agree or to disagree. Because now they don't have to think about the complaints. But that meant work. That means to have an intent about what you want to ask the company about. Think she's going to do all that work? No. That's why I couldn't have her as a client. Because you have to be willing to be a victor. You got to be willing to be aware, which is first surface knowledge. You could go on Google and get your awareness. But you got to be aware and be aware that you want to change, which takes work. To be a victor, it takes work. It takes people probably leaving you behind. It might be changing new careers. It might be staying at that career and starting bossing up and start talking your mind. It takes courage to do what you want. And courage, it's not easy. Not most people, not a lot of people have courage. Okay? So Gabby didn't have the courage because she didn't have the right support system. She didn't have the right people behind her. She didn't have nobody giving her listening. They probably was all giving her advice. So let's not be no victims, y'all. Let's be victors. And if you want to be a victor in your career, look, I drop a link below. It could tell you how to increase your high ability without going back to school or feeling mom guilt. So, until next time, deuces.